welcome to Wendy's Kitchen. I am Chef Wendy and I am so glad that you could join me today. Listen, I come before you honored and grateful to be able to do this. And listen, we're gonna cook today, nothing on the stovetop. But I do have two delicious snacks that I want to show you to make. They're super simple, don't take a lot of ingredients, and almost anyone can do it. But for my people who are like, I don't really want to cook, I have a few tips and hints for things that you can do to make a party come together. So then that way we can use all gifts and talents, okay? So let's not prolong this anymore. Let's get started. Come on. All right, so we're back at it. I had to get rid of the hat because I was starting to get hot, okay? So here we go. The first thing we're gonna start out with, apple nachos. Now, you might think nachos, you might think apples, you might think, how do we make the two work? I'm gonna show you. So first things first, two different types of apples, okay? Right here we have our Honeycrisp apple. Make sure that you remove the label, okay? And then right here, we were gonna use a Pink Lady apple, but instead we decided to use a Fiji apple, okay? So if you have a Pink Lady and a Honeycrisp, it'll do just fine, okay? So the first thing we wanna do, I stand by this stuff. It's an all natural vegetable and fruit cleaner, but I'm not a sponsor for this stuff, but I love this stuff, okay? So I'm just gonna clean it off. And if you don't have this kind of spray, that's okay. You can always clean it with some white vinegar. And if you don't have white vinegar, let's just kick it old school and clean it off with some water, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna clean it off. Yeah, just kind of shake them a little, shake. Okay, I must add that I have a cutting board and a knife. Now, if you want to get really serious about cooking and cutting and all that stuff, go to Sam's Club and get you this knife. It won't cost no more than 12 bucks, and I think 2 come in a pack. And it might be 20, don't quote me, okay? But I really want to advise you that it's always safer to use a very sharp knife than it is to use a dull knife. Dull knives, you're more likely to cut yourself than you are with a sharp knife because you have to put so much of your back and your arm into it that it causes it to risk you slipping up and cutting your finger or your arm or something like that, okay? So really quick, I'm gonna show you how we're about to cut these apples, and use this as a trick if you wanna slice some apples for yourself, or say you don't even wanna do apple nachos, but you wanna slice up some apples to do some other stuff. I just wanna show you a quick trick that you can do, okay? So what we're gonna do is, we have our apple, and we're gonna cut it here. And then we're gonna cut it again. We're cutting around the core. Okay? And then we're cutting it here. And then we're cutting it here. So now you have a core, right? No seeds or any of that in the other ones. And then from here, make sure you keep that thumb tucked back. And then from here, you're just gonna cut thin slices, see? And get them as thin as you like. If you want to make them a little bit thicker, do that. But me personally, when I think of nachos, I like thin chips. So I'm doing thin apple slices, okay? One. And quick tip 2, which I should have started with this before getting started. But you want to make sure that you grab this lemon, you cut it, we'll use this bowl right here, and we're going to squeeze this lemon juice in here because the lemon juice is going to help the apples not turn brown as you're preparing everything else, okay? So I'm squeezing this lemon juice in here, get some at the bottom. I'm going to take these apples, I'm going to go ahead and add them in there because the apples turn brown fast. If you know, you know, right? All right, we're squeezing it in there, getting the lemon juice all on the apples. Okay, so we're gonna keep cutting. And just slicing them up. You see how they come out? Simple, right? And take your time. I've been cutting for a very long time, so that's why I'm able to cut this way. But do your thing. Make sure you keep that thumb tucked back, because if not, you will nip it, okay? All right, throwing it all in there. Second apple. So again, around the core. Slice, 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 slice. Core. Done. Okay? Again. Alright, these are gonna be delicious. Alright, we're slicing some more. And you know what? Another tip, you could probably do your apples last and do everything else first. Because then that way you don't have to get, say you got everything from the store but not the lemon juice. That's okay. You can just do your apples at the very, very last minute. Alright? Look, my bowl, I'm running out of space, but we're going to do this. This is the last one. Beautiful. And I'm going to sprinkle some more of our lemon juice on here. This baby's full. Ooh, these apples are probably delicious. I can't wait. Okay. And really, I just used a half a lemon. And if you have a bigger bowl, you can put it in a bigger bowl and sprinkle some water. So then that way your lemon juice can go a long way. Now, if you're hosting a party, you're doing something for my folks who don't necessarily want to cook, that's okay. Maybe you're more of an introvert, so maybe decorating is your thing, or planning it, or hosting it. Maybe you're the life of the party, so you can go around and start connecting people to other people, or do some icebreakers or something like that. But I just want to be very mindful that all of us have different gifts and talents, and even though cooking is one of those creative things, we're all creative in our own way, okay? So don't forget that. Okay, so now I want to tell you about these measuring cups. Go to the Dollar Tree and get you some good measuring cups. I've had these for a long time, and yes, I did get them from the Dollar Tree, okay? Now, I have to be honest, measuring is not my usual forte, but for the sake of this video, and I know the different personality types, I'm gonna do the best that I can, okay? So listen, we're gonna take some peanut butter, brought to you by Fresh Time. I like that store. And I'm going to do, this is a tablespoon. Okay, so I am going to do 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and you could put it in a microwavable bowl or a measuring cup, but I'm just doing 2 hefty tablespoons. Okay, put it in a microwavable container. Yep, and then we're gonna heat this up for 30 seconds. Okay, all right, 30 seconds. So in the meantime, let me tell you what else we're going to get. We're going to get some cinnamon and some chocolate chips. So let me tell you about these chocolate chips. They are vegan, which means they don't have any milk or butter in them. These are the type of chocolate chips I prefer, but you can do semi-sweet chocolate chips or whatever type of chocolate chips you enjoy. And as you can see, I opened them already and had a little bit myself, okay? Peanut butter's done. So what you want the peanut butter to do, you want to be able to pour it. So this looks like it's still a little bit too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in there for about 10 more seconds. Okay. Make sure you just keep an eye out on it. And while that's going, you don't want to put it on a minute. You want to make sure that you're keeping track of it. You want to grab you a plate. And then 10 seconds, right? I think we can make that work. We're gonna make that work. You're gonna grab you a plate, and then you're gonna take all of your apples and you're gonna place them on there like they are nachos. So for me, I sometimes like to get really jazzy, sometimes not so much, but I'm just gonna put my apples on there. You can make it fancy. You can like get them around the plate like this. You can do whatever you want, but you also want to make sure you spread them out nice and good. Get all the different types of apples, spread them out really good so all the apples can get some of that love, okay? That's what we got. That's what we got. And then, oh, I should say this, allergy alert. So I know some people are allergic to nuts or peanuts per se, but there are all types of butters. You can do sunflower seed butters for my people who have peanut allergies, or you can do biscotti. Oh my gosh, that butter is so good. Or you can check out some cookie butter from Trader Joe's and do the exact same thing. It would be delicious. Okay, so here we go. We're just gonna take this and we're gonna drizzle it on. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Let's get it right on in there. And you can do whatever you like. If you want caramel, you can use caramel. You can do any of that. And see, I didn't even use all of it, but it just depends. I still have a bunch of apples too. So it just depends on who you're doing this for. Chocolate chips, these are so good. And I like the mini ones because I like little small miniature things. It's just a thing of mine. So you don't have to melt these down. You can if you want to. You don't necessarily have to. But if you did decide to melt them down, I would say use about 1/3 of a cup, 1/3, and put it in another microwavable container, and then throw it in the microwave for about 30 to 40 seconds to melt it down. Make it simple. But for this, I'm just gonna put it in my hand and I'm just gonna drizzle it on there. Look at that. And I'm just gonna lay it on heavy because listen, I really like chocolate. Now listen, another thing you can do, you can get some white chocolate. I don't know if you like coconut flakes, but you can do coconut flakes. You can do whatever you want. Ooh, I just like chocolate a lot. And then I'm gonna take my ground cinnamon and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit, 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 sprinkle a little bit. And let's see. That, folks, we have apple nachos. Let's give it a go. Oh my God. It's so good. And the beautiful thing about this, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want because this will be your plate of apple nachos. I just wanted to lay a nice foundation for you to build on. So get creative. Write in the comments. Let me know what y'all doing, what you're thinking, okay? All right, next up, we're gonna do our take on a peanut butter cracker. But we're gonna get real razzle dazzle on it, okay? All right, see you in a minute. All right, so listen, we are back. Those apple nachos were delicious. I had to take a moment to eat me some. I tried to wipe it off. I don't know if you see it or not, but a little apple spilled on me. I was eating them too fast. But nonetheless, listen, we are back and we are about to do something. So keeping it super simple. Again, not a lot of ingredients. I hope you really, really enjoyed those apple nachos. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a peanut butter cracker, but we're gonna jazz it up. So instead of using like a Ritz cracker or a cracker that's super savory, we are going to use a graham cracker. Now, I particularly prefer honey graham crackers, but I know some people like cinnamon graham crackers. Get it how you live, okay? Do whatever you like. So take your cracker. You can break it apart, but let's be honest, sis is an adult. I need the whole cracker, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do. I still have my tablespoon in here. You don't really need a tablespoon, but for the sake of the video, I'll do a tablespoon of peanut butter. I have a butter knife, and I'm gonna scrape it out of there, and I'm gonna just put it on my cracker. Now what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that you're being gentle because graham crackers have somewhat of a delicacy to them. So you don't wanna be all rough trying to rub it on there like you're making the peanut butter and jelly, because this cracker will break and crumble, okay? And if it's your last one and you really looking forward to this snack, I mean, you'll still eat it, but it'll be like, oh, what? Okay, so peanut butter cracker. So we're just gonna spread it on there. And you can do as much peanut butter or cookie butter or sunflower butter, whatever kind of butter you decide you want to use. You can do as much or as little as you like. For me, I don't need too much, so I'm gonna do that. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean my hands off first. I got my towel, keep that with me. Clean my hands off. I'm gonna use some honey because honey's delicious, and I like agave too, but most people prefer honey, and agave's super sweet. You don't have to use a lot of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drizzle a little honey, just a little bit, just a little something. Okay. And then, sis love chocolate. I'm putting some chocolate. Now, I don't have a measurement for this for you. You get it how you live, okay? Whatever you want to do. I'm gonna put some chocolate chips on this, baby. Yep. And then, what I think I'm gonna do, just because I want to spice it up a little bit, you can add some thinly sliced bananas to this. But you know what I'm gonna do? Just because I had some apples left for my apple nachos, watch this. I'm gonna grab a few of these apples. I'm gonna put these apples on here. Make me a nice little treat, little sandwich. Okay, that's too much. And then I'm gonna take another graham cracker. Again, let's get a little more peanut butter just so everything sticks. I'm gonna do a really thin layer on this cracker. Thin it out. Again, use whatever butter you want. Okay. And maybe you're the person buying the groceries, okay? I mean, do what you need to do. Let your light shine directly how it can shine that only you can do. Do you, okay? Be authentically you. All right, here we go. We're gonna put this bowl on here, just like that. You can use marshmallows. This like a s'more. You can do marshmallows, chocolate, bar, whatever you want to do. And then we got our take on a peanut butter cracker. Let's bite into it. Oh my God. It's so good. I can't make this stuff up. It's so good. One more. And you know what else? If you really want to get fancy, you can put some granola on there. Oh my gosh, some dried fruit. Do whatever you want. Or another idea, if you don't want to use the graham crackers, say you got some flour tortillas, do the same thing. Peanut butter, chocolate, banana, apple, whatever you want to put on there. Cookie butter. Keep going back to that cookie butter because it is delicious. Whatever you want to do, put another flour tortilla on that. You can put that in a pan, crisp up each side, you know, like a quesadilla. Oh my gosh, we're living. So listen, that's all I got for you. 2 simple snacks. But again, if you're not the person that's cooking, maybe you're the person that's getting the party started. Maybe you're the one creating the invites to have people come over to watch you do your thing. Maybe you're the person that's buying the groceries. Maybe you're the person that's planning it out and decorating. But whatever it is, be authentic to yourself and be as creative as you want to be. I thank you all for tuning in tonight, and I look forward to doing this again. Enjoy these snacks. Let me know how it goes. Peace.